Right, so welcome back, everybody. Water challenges everywhere. And now the Executive Mayor of Johannesburg, Councilor Dada Morero, is holding a media briefing alongside the MMC for Environment and Infrastructure Services. That's Councilor Jack Sekwaila and the Managing Director of the Johannesburg Water, Ntshavheni Mukwevho, to try and get to the bottom of what's going on now.
Indeed. So the briefing is addressing the ongoing challenges facing Johannesburg, with a particular focus on updates from the Alexander Park and Berea reservoirs. That briefing currently underway, so let's take you there as we dip in.
In collusion with the city, can you provide transparency with regards to who owns or who's behind the contractors regarding water tankers and other private bulk water suppliers?
I think let's allow them to respond and then we'll take follow-up questions.
You don't want us to take all of them at once?
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I have to thank Mr. Nico for working well with me in regards to the water issue, and they are struggling. But I must say to you, MMC, you have been nowhere with this water crisis. You don't talk to councillors, you don't talk to the communities. You are letting my community down, and that is unacceptable. Mr. Mayor, you choose the MMCs, they chose the job, make sure that they do their jobs. If there's no water, they need to approach the communities, warn the communities, talk to us, and make my community feel secure. He's failing you. Thank you.
Executive Mayor, thank you. Water Crisis Committee, thank you for agreeing to the public meeting. We are already organizing, right? And we're looking forward to that on Friday. We need you to deal with some issues in the public space. For example, we have been told from some quarters that you are moving water from here to address issues in Coronation England. And I think the misinformation and all of these things doesn't help us to address the issues that we are facing. And we need you to come with answers to all of these things on Friday so that we engage in a very transparent and open discussions with people in our area. And they're already confirming and they're looking forward to meeting with you on Friday. Thank you, Mr.
Mayor. Okay. Thanks. Let's attempt to...
We'll come back to you.
No. It's a political party, that one. We're not dealing with parties, we're dealing with journalists. Yes, unless he came as a councillor, but he's a political party today. So unless he goes and gets a jacket, he knows the protocol. Unless all parties must come in their regalia.
With all due respect, you didn't want, this is my ward, you didn't
yeah,
me,
but
and I had another
no. Then put on
this is a weeks, if not months.
Just put on a jacket.
You could have
just put on a jacket.
Decency.
Just put on a jacket. No.
You have to live with this process
No. Let's just allow. Let's just allow
the mayor to respond.
Let's just allow the councillor to wear a jacket. Then we can allow him to engage in the conference, because now he's a political party. So we'll ignore that. Okay. You want to concentrate on him, or you want to concentrate on the content?
No, they're here for you.
Okay, so that we are not distracted by political parties. We have to try and ensure that we remove politics from the water crisis. It's not about the political parties here, it's about our ability to respond to the challenge that we have currently. And as questions asked by the community, illegal connections have been a big problem in the city of Johannesburg. And we try from time to time to cut off illegal connections. And I think to a large extent, the cut-offs do help us a lot in maintaining the water supply. All what we have agreed on, even yesterday in our meeting with J Water, we are going to have a meeting again with the Johannesburg Police Department with an intention to get them to be consistent in the program of cut-offs, because they will do it for 2 days, and once they withdraw from the area, the people will then reconnect again. So it requires consistency, and in fact it will help us a lot in terms of water demand, and it also help us in terms of our bulk purchases. So there's a lot that it will help in reducing the current problems that we have on water. So we hope that our discussions and program with the JMPD will yield particular results that we need. We have acquired 20 tankers ourselves as the Johannesburg Water, and an intention is to phase them in so that we can then get out of contracts with third parties. In that way, when there's necessary interventions, remember, tankers are basically to be used as and when there's a particular problem of supply. Now we've got 20, which were supposed actually to have launched them properly, but they are there, they are busy, they were there in coordination, they are also here. So there's an intervention that we are doing, and we hope that with our own capacity, it will also help us a lot to deal with all other issues that surround this issue of water tankers and the contractors and all sorts of things in that area. The issue about funding, you'd understand that the financial modeling of metros, of municipalities, has been based largely on the surpluses of water and electricity, and of course the last source of funding of the municipality being your rates and taxes. So certainly we all know that the cities have to be funded through those surpluses, and the funding means that you cover all the costs of the city from those three sources of funding over and above equitable share and all others that you get. So yes, it's true that we have to use whatever that comes in into a central account to cover for all the costs of the city. But with the entities reform or service entities reforms that we're doing with National Treasury, the intention therefore is to try to ensure that the surpluses that comes out of the water and electricity were able to ring-fence a certain percentage so that it can therefore be reinvested into the water infrastructure. But generally it's all about how we manage the financing of municipalities, and I think we are changing the model so that we can reinvest into the infrastructure of water and electricity. And perhaps the other question is that in Coronationville, there was a question there. In Coronation, they do have water. What we are doing, it's a balancing act. At night, we close water. In the morning, we ensure that they get water. So it's an issue of demand. And we also have to request and make a call to our communities to try as much as possible to preserve water, especially in areas where they've got water, to use it sparingly, so that those areas that are battling to get their levels high, we can be able to provide and increase the levels in their water reservoirs. MMC, try as much as you can to talk to the councillor directly. The councillor is raising a concern. You are noted, Roger, and the councillor will talk to you directly, and will also engage with yourselves in terms of convening the public meeting. But we are coming on Friday to meet with the public, and you'll also do your level best to inform members of the public that the executive mayor is coming. However, the mayor does not require permission from anyone to go to any of the wards in the city of Johannesburg. He's the executive mayor of Johannesburg, and I can go anywhere. It's just courtesy and the concern raised by the councillor at courtesy, just to inform him that I am coming, and I will do so as I'm saying. I'm coming on Friday as courtesy to inform members of the public will be coming to address their concerns. We are on top of this problem. We are going to find solutions on the water issue in Johannesburg, and we'll continue to call on our communities. One, we're going to be very hard on illegal connection. It's unacceptable. It's contributing to the challenges of the water problems that we're having currently. We're also going to be unveiling our master plan in terms of infrastructure refurbishment, which also includes pipe replacements, so that we can deal with the leaks. We have agreed last night also with the Minister of Water that Johannesburg will have a program on dealing with leaks and get support from provincial government so that we can deal with the water leaks. In that way, we'll reduce our water losses quite significantly as we deal with the pipe replacements and deal with water leaks. So that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. If there's any other thing technically, would be happy to give over to the CEO to give a much better perspective. Yes, there's a problem, and all of us must work together with communities. It's very difficult if you don't have water. So we must make sure that our communities do have access to water. Is there any other question? Over to you, Kat.
Sure.
The heat is killing us from this way.
Yeah, can you just introduce yourself?
Morning.
Breiten from Netwerk 24. Just two questions from my side. The Minister indicated, Mayor, that there is a problem with water mafia. Is that a problem in Johannesburg as well? How much does that affect your progress? And just in terms of infrastructure development, is it a matter of fixing the current infrastructure, or is it a matter of building new infrastructure? Thank you.
Okay.
There's another question.
Morning, Mr. Mayor. Zanele Mchi from RCT News. Last week we heard the DG tell the Portfolio Committee that 4 billion rand worth of funds have been swept from the Joburg Water account, and that has led to Joburg Water struggling to procure infrastructure maintenance and repair. What is Joburg's comment on that? What was that money used for? And is the city going to put in plans to ring-fence the funds of the entities?
Okay, Zanele.
Yeah, was that covered?
Yeah.
My apologies, I just arrived. If that was covered. Sorry.
Don't fight Zanele. Don't fight Zanele.
Just a follow-up, Mr. Mayor, my colleague's question, and again on the water tankers, is on the contractors who are currently providing water tankers, is there a means for the city to provide transparency with regards to who those contractors are, considering the allegations countrywide? Thank you.
Okay. On the contractors, we have explained this matter over and over. We did go through a procurement process. A bidder won, and the bidder was appointed, and the matter is also in court because other bidders went to court. I'm not sure if the court process has been concluded. No. Not as yet, but they were appointed, and it's the court to remember. Whilst there's a court matter, it doesn't mean that they cannot provide the service until the court has made the determination. And that is why we took a view that we will now start procuring our own, so that it's an in-house service. So we now have 20 tankers that are city-owned and will then be providing water. There's no real water mafias in Johannesburg, as you know, that it's at a very small scale, this water issue, and we're managing it properly without any problems. We'll increase the 20 on every financial year. We'll invest in increasing the 20. But you don't want to have more water tankers. You want to refurbish your infrastructure so that people can have access without having to go the route of water tankers. So we are doing that in that area. Zanele, because it's you who had answered the question, the financial modeling of municipalities have been, when we established local government, the financing of municipalities was based on the assumptions that you will then use your water surpluses from water and electricity, and of course raise and taxes in an attempt to finance the municipalities. Metros, for example, 70% of our money in our budget is what we raise ourselves. and we have to pay salaries, we have to maintain parks, we have to maintain the entire infrastructure, roads, signals from all the money that we have. So it's only now that we are starting through a process of we call service entities reforms, which we are doing with National Treasury with an intention to start ring-fencing certain percentages of the surpluses of water and electricity into the infrastructure so that we are not faced with this type of challenges into the future. But we still have to pay salaries, we still have to pay for traffic signals, we still have to pay for medicines and in the clinics and all sorts of things. So it's a balancing act, unfortunately, in terms of how we spend our budget.
Will the money be repaid, the 4 billion?
Repaid?
Put back? They say it's
no.
All right, this is an ongoing press briefing. We'll bring what's important to you with our reporter who is there covering that story, and no doubt Lupang will put a package together for us. But just to give you an idea and a sense of what's being done and what's being discussed when it comes to the situation of the lack of service when it comes to water in certain areas.
So there's some water throttling happening in certain areas. You might have a problem with water supply, so just be aware of that.
All right.